I'm Cy Hoekstra. This is Deep Sigh, Humor in My Adventures in Blindness, the show where I'm reading the things that I write at deepsy.net. Today, a short humor piece, tips for ending unwelcome conversations using your prosthetic eyes. This is the kind of thing that I've been writing more of recently, not for Deep Sigh, but increasingly just trying to get good at this. It's kind of the thing that you would see like in the big humor publications that people are familiar with, like McSweeney's or the New Yorker or whatever, shorter humor pieces. I've been having a ton of fun doing it. It's not the normal thing that I'm going to be doing here, but I thought I would just share one of them with you because I've been writing them and I will start like submitting more of them to other publications soon. But I want to hear what you all think about it. You can email me or comment or get in touch however you like. There are lots of ways. And then I will get back to kind of the normal personal essay style that I've been, that you're used to here at Deep Sigh. But I did, because this is shorter, I also wanted to talk about something in just a free flowy podcast form, the way that I do on the bonus episode for the paid subscribers, which by the way, you can become a paid subscriber at deepsy.net, deepsy.net, and get all my free posts and podcasts a month earlier, and then get the bonus episodes every other week. Snow is what I want to talk to you about, because here's the thing. In New York City, something happened this January that has not happened for a very long time. I've been living in New York City for about 20 years. I think this has happened 2 or 3 times ever, where we have a big snowfall and then it does not get above freezing for multiple weeks. So all the snow just stays where it is. It freezes. It gets real gross because it's sitting on the street in New York City. And I'm not sure that everyone thinks about snow shoveling as an accessibility issue, but it very much is, especially it's actually more of an accessibility issue for people who use wheelchairs or crutches or other mobility aids, who have mobility impairments of various kinds. It makes it really hard to get just cross the street, just get in and out of kind of on and off the sidewalks. It gets very hard to get in and out of buses because a lot of times they don't shovel bus stops at all, especially early on. When the snow has just fallen. And so people are just like trying to find their way over snowbanks into and out of, it's a mess. My mom said she saw some people around where she lives, like helping elderly people in and out of the bus. The bus, by the way, in New York City is a lot of the way that people with mobility impairments get around via public transportation a lot of the times, because it's not always easy to get into and out of the subway, the elevators. There are lots of stops without elevators. Elevators are broken a lot. But it also matters for blind people because finding the crosswalk is often a matter of finding like where the curb cut is, like where the curb kind of dips down to be at street level, or finding other landmarks that I've gotten used to. Like, this corner has a pole that I know is like right next to where the crosswalk starts, or a garbage can or whatever. And I usually feel those things. And these mounds of snow everywhere stop me from being able to do that. And then also, like on my corner for the first several days when I was after it snowed, there was only one way off of my corner. Like only one path had been dug out. So it was like you can either go one direction, or if you want to go the other direction across the crosswalk, which is the way that I normally go to get to most things, you had to kind of go through the path that had been dug and then go around the snowbank, which involved going a little bit into the intersection. So you could do that, or you could try and like climb over top of the snowbank, which is very hard to do if you are feeling it with your cane, because you're like, you can see how high it is. Sometimes you can reach over far enough to see how far the snowbank goes without like bending over so far that you just like face plant in the snow. But I have also, there are some times where I have tried to like test the, how load-bearing the snowbank is with my cane, or how deep it is, like in case my foot just goes straight through it and then I end up with like snow getting in the top of my boots or whatever. It's like using your white cane as like a Mark Twain situation, but you want the snow to be shallow. Anyways, so basically either option, like going around the snowbank or going over the snowbank, involves, potentially walking too far out into or falling into the street and sort of just risking a little death. Just one little tiny death. And I just remember what that means if you're a French speaker. Don't look it up. So there was like one day early on where my wife had taken my daughter to school, and we didn't have any coffee in our apartment. So I just wanted to go across the street and get some coffee. And I got to the corner and I was just feeling around to see what the situation was with my cane. And I was just like, nope, not today. Turned around and ended up there. Fortunately, there's a grocery store on my block. So I went and got grocery store coffee, which was, they didn't have any ones that I like. So got a bag of bad coffee and went home and made bad coffee on the stove. Listen, if you're in charge of snow shoveling or removal in your city, your job is more important than you probably understood. Everyone shovel big, wide paths in the snow for everybody to be able to get through and make sure they can go all the directions they need to go. Hopefully, if you're a free subscriber and you're listening to this in mid-March, all of this is just a long, distant memory, and we don't have to think about this until next winter. All right, I'm going to read you my piece now. Okay, tips for ending unwelcome conversations using your prosthetic eyes. We've all been there. You're at a party trying to blow off steam when someone corners you and won't shut up about their job or their hobbies or their children's medical struggles. But you have prosthetic eyes, and they're your tickets to freedom, baby. Here's how to escape the most persistent talkers using those two godsends in your skull. 1. Give them a good squelchy poke. While the talker is droning on, reach up and grab both eyes with your pointer and thumb. Pull slightly to make a little room back there. Wait a second for some liquid to fill the space. Keep your face completely casual as you give those little guys a firm jab to make a noise like you're squeezing out the last of 2 tiny ketchup bottles. About 1 in 4 talkers will gag and excuse themselves right then and there. 2. Yank them out and clean them. Take 2 small plungers out of your pocket, stick them to the front of your eyes, and pop those suckers out. Start polishing them with a handkerchief. Act like nothing strange is happening and stare directly at the talker with your empty sockets. 3. Put them in your mouth. Really rattle those guys around in there. Intermittently say, yum, just loud enough for the talker to hear. Groan like you're savoring them deeply. You're in heaven right now. See if you can covertly slip a pretzel in there too so you sound like you're crunching down hard on the glass. 4. Do a spit take. Wait for the talker to say something surprising and launch those bad boys as hard as you can. Bonus points if you hit the talker's face. A real pro can get them straight down the talker's throat and make them choke. Conversation over. They can't blab on about coaching underprivileged youth when you blast their esophagus with eyeballs. 5. Dive on the floor. Yell, "Oh no, my eyes!" Hurl yourself down, bowling over the talker, and frantically feel around on the ground. Cry, "You've made me lose my magnificent face marbles!" 6. Vow to have the talker's eyes as revenge. After searching in vain, stop, scowl, and slowly turn your eyeless visage back upon the talker. Make your solemn oath for all to hear. You shall rue this day when I pluck those flesh sacks from your brain and impenetrable darkness consumes your mind for all eternity. Nobody makes it past the vow. They usually run home screaming. So then just go in the bathroom, stick googly eyes on a couple ping pong balls, reinsert, and get back out on the dance floor. Hopefully somebody finds the real ones. Go to deepsy.net, that's deepsy.net, to become a paid subscriber. Get my free posts and podcasts a month earlier and bonus paid subscriber episodes every other week. Podcast and blog graphics by Will Chung. I do everything else. See you next time.